Yo, what's going on? Once again, it's your man and 100 grand. It's your boy Doc, and you know, um, just came across a female who a sister who basically was talking down on black men who don't date black women, and she was basically saying, well, if you don't date a black woman, then you're weak and you're this and you're that and you're this and you're that and blah 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 blah. Let me tell you this. Um, I've started to notice a trend going on lately. I really have. And the trend is shaming men into being with the undesirable. Let's break down the Carfax here. So you have trans women, who are basically men who decide to fucking get titties and call themselves a woman. You have trans women who walk around saying that, well, if you don't date a trans woman, then you're transphobic. You got black women, women, sisters in America talking about, well, if you a black man and you don't date a black woman, then you a weak ass nigga. Then you got you got fat women talking about, well, if you don't date a fat woman, then you're fat phobic and you don't like fat people. Then you got Then you got feminists who fucking try to shame men into dating them. Well, if you don't date a feminist, then you just don't like women's rights. If you then you got single mothers to try to shame us into date. They try to shame men into dating them. Well, if you don't date a single mother, then you're just the lowest piece of shit. Oh, it takes a village to raise a child. Let me tell you something. Just in case y'all haven't realized, you cannot shame a man into being with somebody that they don't want to be with. You cannot shame a man into doing something he doesn't want to do. And you cannot shame a man into being something that you want him to be and all of that shit. All that shaming shit is, let me tell you something, a man worth his salt ain't gonna motherfucking listen to it. Because a man knows who he is deep down. A man knows what he wants deep down. And you shaming him for being with a person that you don't want him to be with or doing something you don't want him to do, that ain't going to do shit. That ain't going to do shit. All it's doing is basically showing your insecurities. Because, like, for example, like this sister that was talking about, well, black men who don't date black women are weak and blah blah blah. I was like, why? Let me know, please. Because we're queens and you can't handle us. I'm like, so I asked her, are human beings meant to be handled like animals? She couldn't answer that, and I'm like, what makes you a queen? Having the attitude? Simply having a certain skin color? Does that make you a queen? Because if you think that's what makes you a queen, then you're a fucking moron. So we're not talking about pros, class, proper decorum, things that truly make a queen. And if you have to state that you're a queen in the words of that dude on Game of Thrones, if you have to state that you're the queen or the king, then that's not what you are. You cannot shame men into being with you. I don't give a fuck if you a goddamn a fucking woman of a certain race. I don't give a fuck if you're a fat chick, a feminist, a single mom, or whatever. You're not gonna shame a man into being with you if he don't want to fucking be with you. Period. I'm sick and tired of motherfuckers out here trying to tell men how the fuck who they need to be with and how they need to be and all that shit. It's perfectly fine to tell a man, oh men need to be this way and blah blah blah. But let a man fucking say that, well, a woman needs to be this way, and it's gonna be World War III up in this bitch. All the simps are gonna come to their aid, and all the fucking bitch ass niggas like Derek Jackson and Steve Harvey and all these goddamn white knights and shit, they're gonna come to the rescue of these undesirable chicks, and they're gonna be like, well, well, every woman deserves a good man, and that's not true. So stop with the semantics, stop the shaming tactics, because that ain't doing nothing but showing your insecurity. And it's basically showing why you don't have a man in the first place. Doc G out. Holla.